And here we are doing this again. All right, guys. So I thought about just launching this because I'm doing some 3D printing prep, and I want to show you guys some of the process. It's gonna use more of this. It's a holiday here. Or I guess tomorrow is a holiday here, so it's a good time. So we can do this again. Hello, hi. My day is going pretty good. What's up, Andrew? Can you guys hear me all right? My day is doing pretty good. I've been just chilling with the family, and I'm going to prep this guy up for 3D printing. So I've been doing a little bit of work, just like maybe like 20 minutes ago I started, and I want to share with you guys. I get a lot of questions actually for like what kind of stuff I do for before I 3D print. So I'm going to share with you guys some of the prep work because I think it's a little more behind the scenes work. And this is not me, by the way. This is Rafael Brandao. He's a Brazilian guy who just was just competing today. So yeah, it's a little like I was saying, it's a little bit of behind the scenes, just the prep work that goes with 3D printing something like this. Sorry, let me clean up here real quick. And just real quick, I'll show you guys some of the. That is that, Andrew. That's you, man. That's why I've been taking pictures of you when you're not looking. So yeah. So yeah, like I want to print this kind of maybe big, maybe like a 1/6 figure, maybe like 15 inches tall, like about this big, and so for it to fit on the printer, so probably doing the Mono X, I have to split it up. So here in the file, like this is the original file. Let me just show you guys some of that. Actually, this is the original file right here. And it's all one piece. I sculpted this all one piece. And it's not gonna fit on the printer. You can see like even on the base, because of the size, this base won't fit. And it's all one piece too, like the base together. Let me get this mic over here. So yeah, one piece won't fit on the printer, so I have to at least split it up. The base, I'll probably have to print it sideways. So what I started doing, like first of all, I just decimated, Dynamesh the whole thing together, just so it's like watertight. So the one thing I kind of do on the statue, it's kind of like I do like double-sided here so I can see the inside. I'll just start kind of hiding the part of the piece just to see like the interior, how it's looking. And I already cleaned this one up, but you can see actually, maybe this is not the cleaned up version. Yep. So like you can see stuff like this. It's like going in between the legs. There's like an air gap right here. You can kind of see. You can kind of you notice that that stuff will may cause problems. Maybe okay, but that's something good for you to kind of watch. Same thing like here on the fingers. So like watch out. There's a bunch of like air gaps right there. So the way I fix this is like I just come in here and I'll kind of like try to hide it, and then just kind of like unhide everything else. So then from here I can clean this up, like if I just delete hidden, Dynamesh it again, this will like kind of close it out, close itself out. So I'm like looking for stuff like this. I think that was another one. This one's pretty simple actually because it's more of a solid piece. But you just watch out for things like that. If it's a more complex piece, you might create problems, or you avoid problems. So like I think, see if the head was fine. Yeah, like the head was okay. That's kind of what you're looking for, just a one shell. So like after I do that, and it's all clean, I'll reproject the details if the Dynamesh lost any details, and then I started clean this up. So from the one piece here, I just started like hiding the top section. I was trying to find the seam line because I'm gonna cut it on the waist there. So I did that. I split it up. I split up the top and I Dynameshed it together, something like this. And then I kind of like extruded inside, like pushed it in, and then made the little peg for it. So then with this top section here, I can grab the bottom and I can Boolean this top into the bottom section, and I'll give it a little inflate um, so when it fits, there's a little bit of a gap, not too much. It depends on the scale, but very very little. See, there's a little bit of a gap here between one piece to the other. That's because I gave it like a little inflate before I Boolean the top onto the bottom. And Boolean ZBrush is pretty easy. Let me show you guys real quick. It's very simple. Like I'll Dynamesh this cylinder. I'll do this kind of similar process that we just did. Say I want something like, this top section will be separate. In the bottom section, I'll do something like this. I'll split it hidden, kind of what we talked about. I'll Dynamesh both of these parts. I'll mask this bottom section since it's polygrouped. I'll do it very quickly. I'll push it in, do something like that. For the little peg, the male or the female, I have some made ones, but the simplest way you could do it is like just mask and kind of like extrude it out, something like that. So once you have this, I'll show you the Boolean. So basically you want to Boolean this on the top one. So you do that, you come here, turn on live Boolean, and then you can kind of see this piece right here. It's Boolean in the bottom one, and it's a live Boolean, which is it's amazing from ZBrush. So you can kind of like make changes and create, pretty decent fittings for the pieces. So then when you're ready, you just make Boolean mesh, which is right here, make Boolean mesh, and and then you get something out of it. See, I'm not on camera. I'm not looking at the chat, guys. Sorry, I was just focused here. But yeah, that's the process for Boolean, and you can kind of see here what I end up with. Oh yeah, the inflate. The inflate is right here, just like on the deformation. I'll just give it like a little inflate, like 5, 1. It depends on the scale. The inflate depends on the scale of your character. So you just have to kind of eyeball it to, something that you think it fits pretty well. So I got this guy. So then if you print this with filament, you don't have to do more than this. This will come out pretty good. You're not going to use a lot of filament. It should be okay. But if you're going to do it with resin, you want to kind of work around, try to find ways to save resin. First of all, because resin is more expensive than the filament, but you also want to watch out for how heavy your piece is, because you're trying to support it. With filament, you always try to build from like bottom up. Let me grab one thing real quick. So here, guys, you can probably, let me see if you can see this. So from filament, this is the skull that I made. So with filament, you're printing separate pieces, and you can kind of see the peg. It's the same thing that we just did right here. But the filament, you're printing like this, and it prints like from bottom up and just drops the filament to like fill it up. So you don't need to worry so much about weight and supports, because the support itself is not carrying the piece. When you're doing with resin, it actually prints upside down. So how heavy your piece is going to need a lot more support, and you have a higher chance of coming up with errors and fail on the print. So since I'm going to do this with resin, I want to hollow it. I want to make the piece hollow. So the way I do this, I duplicate the same piece, and then I kind of simplify it a lot. Just kind of like simplify the shape with something like this. I can kind of see it from inside here, like do like a transparent. So I can see like this shell will kind of be inside the mesh, like something like that. I don't know if you guys could see it, but it's like inside there. So when I Boolean this, um, so when I Boolean this guy here, what happens is that I create some sort of a shell inside. Because I have that shell inside, um, I need some sort of escape um, hole. So that's why then this little extrusion here. I just kind of extruded this little extrusion, so there's a little bit of a hole for the resin to get out. So when you're printing and the piece is hollow inside, there's a good chance the resin will get stuck inside. So I just have this little hole that when I'm done, I can just drain the resin out. So this way, you save material and you make the piece a lot lighter. But the saving the material is a big thing, and every time you print the resin and the print raises from the tank, you create some sort of suction into the tank. So having less material, there's a higher chance that you won't have problems detaching the piece from the tank. So yeah, when you're ready with this, I'll generate the Boolean, and then there's something like this, and if I hide this piece, if I hide like in the middle so you guys could see what this looks like, that's kind of what it looks like, the Boolean. So there's a hole here in the bottom, and the shell, this is like the thickness of the shell basically that's going to print. So I'm going to use way less material. I did this. The bottom, I don't need to make it hollow, honestly, because it's probably not worth it. This is pretty thin to begin with. I did the same thing here for the bottom of the feet. I actually cut it clean, just so it's a little cleaner on the base. And then I just kind of extruded this big peg, and I'm doing this big one just so it's strong in the base. And then I use that to subtract in the base. Kind of how it looks like. And I'm always like looking at like top down. If I'm thinking the piece will go in and kind of come out clean, I need to have no obstructions or anything like that. So you just have to think about what's going to happen when you print this and you have the physical copy. And then I made this little geo inside. Oh, I don't have this anymore, but I did the same thing I did with the body. I made this little shell inside, and then I just subtracted from it, so it kind of looks like this. But again, I'm trying to save material, and because this piece is thick solid, I want to have less friction when I'm printing it. So this should work out pretty good. Hopefully, I can also use this hole later to like fill in with something else if I want. If I want to fill in with like some sort of resin, or just so it's a little heavier, I can do that later as well. So I have this base. I have the top. I have the legs. Let me see here. This is the final top here. Yep. One thing I also do, which is kind of a nice little trick, I'll kind of do the same thing. I'll come in mask. I'll mask by cavity, and I'll just give it like a little inflate down, maybe like 0.2, minus 0.2 or something. Just like a little bit, so the details get a little crunchier, a little heavier, just so it picks it the resin picks it up, the print picks it up more. You know, often the 3D print gets a little smoothed out comparing the details that I have in ZBrush, so I'll just crunch it in a little bit more. And this should be ready to go. I have 3 pieces. I could probably fit this one sideways. Maybe it's okay like this. Maybe I have to split it up. If this doesn't fit on the resin one, I'll probably do it in filament, and it should still look pretty good because it's pretty clean, and I can sand it later. So this should be fun, you know. It is always fun to sculpt muscular dudes. Yes, guys, send the questions now because I was not looking at the chat till this point. And make sure you guys, I said it before on the other stream, make sure you guys subscribe because then you get notified when I jump in on the streams. The streams have been very kind of with, you know, without following a schedule. So at least you guys get notified and the videos get saved later so you guys can watch it. And it's easier for me to do on this format than recording the video, editing, and doing all the kind of the extra work that I don't have a lot of time to do. So yeah, you guys can see this piece was really fun to sculpt, and I've been talking to this guy Rafael for a little bit now, and I know I'm very excited to be doing this with him. And hopefully, you know, he'll be happy once he gets the real statue. He already seen the work in progress. I was consulting with him. I like asking for feedback and stuff, so he knows I'm doing this, and hopefully he will be hyped, be stoked when he gets the final piece. It is possible. Lel is asking if I can print it all in one piece. Yeah, most, you know, 100%. This piece it could be printed as one piece for sure. I just don't have, you know, as big of a 3D printer to do it in one piece. You know, I could do it in filament because I have more printers, bigger printers in filament, but in resin this won't fit on the printer. If I'll do it in one piece, you'll have to be a smaller, like a smaller statue, and I want to make this bigger, so I want to split it up. Yeah, guys, you know, this is fun. What's up? What's up? What's up? Yeah. So I'm gonna actually prep this out. I'm gonna put it on the slicing software. Here, let me see if I can do this before we go. So I got this guy. He is somewhat decimated. Oh yeah, the one thing I forgot. You know, for me, because I have multiple pieces like this, a way to know the scale that I want to print is if I bring a box in here, a cube in here, and I'll kind of like scale into the height of this character, something like that. I can kind of, when I send this to the printer, I'll export this box with it. So basically the height of this box will be the height of all the pieces. So if I scaled this box at like, you know, 10% or whatever, 20%, I'll know that I have to scale all the other pieces at 20%. So this way it's consistent, you know, for the size, because I'm going to export all these pieces separate. And in the slicing software, the 3D printing software, I can go in and apply the same percentage. So we need supports inside because it's you hollow the model. Yeah, most likely it will create some supports inside, but the software will do that automatically, and then we should be good. Cool, guys. So yeah, I just wanted to turn it on and record this real quick. If you guys have any questions, you can also drop it in the comments. Like, this will be saved after this. This is very quickly. How long have we been doing this for? 20 minutes almost. And I'll kind of get back to you guys mostly about 3D printing. I'm gonna send this to the slicer, and then I'm gonna prep these files, upload to the printer. Probably do it with the Mono X, which is the yellow one right there, and maybe I'll use the Epax 3D as well, which is the other one next to it, right there. And yeah, right there. And then it should be good. Yeah, it'll probably take a couple days, but it should be pretty good. Yeah. Lorenzo's asking if I always decimate before printing. Yeah, it's just a good practice, just because you don't want to have a lot of heavy objects, and there's no difference basically when you decimate. So it should be good. And I hope you guys are kind of playing with ZBrush. Get a 3D printer if you have never used it. You can get like a filament one, like an Ender, for pretty cheap, and it's a good hobby. And let me know if you guys need any help. I'm doing these more for just to share the stuff that's easy to share. There's not a lot of information out there for it, so hopefully helps some of you guys. All right, guys, this is a quick one. We're gonna do another one tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a bigger one. Probably finish up some of the sketching that we started yesterday. I haven't done any work on it, but I'll try to do some tonight and tomorrow. So tomorrow will be a longer stream where we can chat, and I'll spend a little more time with you guys. So make sure you guys join me here, probably around lunchtime here. So maybe like 4 or 5 in Brazil time, and 1, 2 LA time, US, and should be fun. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. This video is going to be saved. If you guys missed the beginning, I kind of explain all the steps to prep the files for 3D printing, and hopefully helped some of you. Thanks for the follow. Make sure you guys follow the channel. I'm gonna try to do a lot more things here, and I appreciate you guys showing up. It's always better to do these things when you guys are around. Thanks, Neville. Thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks for the follow, Manuel. Juan. All right, guys. Take care. I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right. Later. Bye-bye.